has a bit more pick potential, but still, it means for late game teamfights, if we get there, the Rakan pick is so huge when it comes to forcing these engagers onto Fnatic.
And we saw how the late game teamfights played out in the previous game. Every single moment was balancing on individual decision-making, individual abilities, and it was Fnatic that were able to make the play around Baron win the teamfight and close the game, despite being behind in gold. Fnatic are 2-1 up. They have a little bit of wiggle room. If they lose this game, we play Silver Scrapes, we go to game 5. But if not, they will be the first team to be favored to be a #1 seed advancing to the semifinals.
And that would be massive for the Fnatic lineup. Not only would they be the second EULCS organization in the year that was supposed to be the LPL, they would also be able to cement themselves as potential favorites for Worlds going into semifinals.
Well, being favorites has not helped everybody else in the bracket stage of the 2018 World Championship. Will Fnatic buck the trend? Our eyes in this early game will absolutely be on Hylissang's Thresh and what level of impact he can bring to the game, but also on what Fnatic decide to do at this level 1. We've seen a couple of influential level 1 players over the weekend, and there are some tools for Fnatic to work with.
Well, for now, Broxah is scouting and trying to be a little bit of a bait if someone does walk in from EDG. He did spot the Lee Sin in here.
That's really smart from Haro, because he knows that there's a Thresh could be potentially over the wall. The rip back from Swain is actually pretty underrated in terms of CC at an early level. So just being able to back out of that brush. In saying that, they now don't have complete vision of the river from Ghost Poro. So this also means that Broxah can potentially get up behind Ray and try and have some influence on the top side of the map.
Well, they get the ward down now that will spot if Broxah is walking down the ramp on his side, so nothing ends up happening in terms of fights. Ooh, let's see what EDG is doing. Nope, that was just 4 members warding together.
And they have a sweeper on the side of EDG again, which gave me some thought that maybe they would walk in, try and sweep out this ward that could potentially be placed by Caps. They will know exactly where it is. So it's a Ghost Poro again.
Good old Ghost Poros. After the buff to it, everyone suddenly loves to pick it, and there's actually one of the smart ones to get off.
Boy, they're going to start the fight here. They get the knock-up onto Hylissang. He's already used the Ignite. That's a defensive flash already. Reckless has got good damage on Tomeko. Both supports very, very low. Summoner spell advantage to EDG.
Yeah, 3 summoners used by Fnatic here. Double flash still on the side of EDG. Look for level 2 gank in the bottom lane.
That's what I was going to say. More importantly, they deny the ward going out, and maybe he face checks it now.
Here comes Haro. Sonic Wave needs to find a target. The knock-up catches onto Hilly. Resonating strike. First blood, EDG.
And EDG strike first. You could see that early aggression. This is what KT did against EDG to be able to pick up those early kills, and now Haro could be unlocked on the map.
Man, they just walked straight down the river. They forced a flash from Hylissang. Reckless also ended up flashing here during the gank. Huge play in the bottom lane, and fantastic start for EDG's bot lane.
Especially in a lane where Hylissang's Thresh is one of the champions we talked about. We wanted to see him get ahead. Now on the flip side, Ray's special augment sign is being bullied a little by Whippo Swain, as is somewhat to be expected. The wave is pushing towards Ray.
So let's get the play in the bottom lane again. EDG in the brush. Hylissang is the one face checking. They knock him up as well. So now he's so low that he has to try and flash away. And that suddenly means that Haro can just do his red buff and go straight bot.
And then the fact that Hylissang can't walk back into that river means that they can't get the ward down. That sets up the gank coming in. Haro gets the Q this time off the CC and able to pick up first blood.
And Hylissang not able to stop Mako here from getting onto him. He dies now. Perfect start again for EDG in the early game. And you need this when you're down 2-1 in a series. You just lost a game where you were up in gold almost all game long. But you lost due to some big late game team fights. Now you need a good start to instantly bounce back.
Ooh, good stun onto Caps. Whoa, Dodgefit comes out. That's a flash for Ignite in the skill matchup. 1v1 goes to Scout.
Scout solo kills Caps again.
That was the perfect stun. He sees the dash forward. He lands the stun. Full combo comes in. Ignites some auto attacks. And that's all you need to kill Little Bung.
And all Worlds long, we've seen this matchup go in the reverse. But the mid laner from EDG, when they need him the most, stands tall.
All right, Bwipo's going to be picking a fight here in the minion wave. Haro is here to support. One more auto is needed. Bwipo doesn't flash for it just yet. Instead, will be content with denying some CS and experience.
Ray wanted to bait this one. Oh, no.
Oh.
He wanted to bait it because the Lee Sin was there, but Bwipo had the minion wave bot lane.
All right, knock up onto Hylissang once again. Iboy is very, very low, though, and now Mako is trying to escape. Reckless keeps chucking out those feathers. The engage turns worse for EDG.
And Deficio, when you have that many creeps, give me that over a level 3 jungler. Hooked on.
Oh, death sentence into the feather. It's not going to be just yet. Reckless wasn't able to do it.
No ignite here from Hylissang, still on cooldown after that level 1 fight. Mako will have to recall somewhere else. Let's see the mid lane. He knows the dash is coming and he gets the perfect stun onto Caps right there. I believe the ball he put down just behind him was the one that ended up hitting him. And then you can just get the ignite in auto.
I love it. Cool guys don't look at explosions. Scout just turns around and lets ignite to the final tick.
And it's so important because, as we said in Champs, like once Nocturne hits level 6, it's no longer a 1v1 mid lane. He can join, and you can easily set up ganks with LeBlanc. But before that, Scout does have chances here to actually outplay Caps, and he did.
And the individual player tendencies, I just love to look towards. We've seen all day long Corrupting Potion versus Doran's Ring because Scout holds such high priority on the early power, extra HP, extra ability power, just enough to be able to snag that first kill.
It works out in favor of EDG. They get a 500 gold lead. Maker's already recalled, picked up a control ward, and Haro is going to be sniffing around in this bottom lane for another opportunity. Hylissang, no flash available, nor is Reckless, so this could go badly if some of the CC can connect.
And you can see they want to bait it. They were hitting the ward in very clear hook range. This is one of those opportunities where Hylissang can set up the play. Now they force him to the other side of the lane. Not going to look for it.
The tension is just building as EDG have got an early advantage.
Yeah, and I just want more fights in the mid lane. Like, again, as we said in the replay, Scout puts down the ball behind Caps where he's jumping towards him, and then just when the ball spawns, that's when he hits the knockback and actually stuns Caps with it. Such a cool setup from him. He's level 6 now, so he can try and do the same thing again. But Caps can just wait for Broxah to hit 6 on his side.
And that is twice Haro has walked past that.
Here we go, can land stun.
All right, stun going to get dodged away from by the distortion. 44 CS to 48, at least Caps is remaining relevant. While that is going on, Bwipo is still having a pretty good time in the top lane. I just saw Ray recalling, and he's already positioning towards the bottom half of the lane, in fact. He's got Unstoppable Onslaught, and Bwipo's got an 11 CS lead already.
See here, remember Hylissang with Flay can stop some of these dashes. Haro as well, if he actually tries to jump in, but Hylissang is playing it safe, staying back, knowing that he can always Lantern Reckless out, unless there is a ward being placed, as Uzi learned yesterday.
And you can see double control wards in the river. This is where EDG want to be able to play towards. However, the fact that they did not sweep the back of the red buff and Haro walked past that ward twice has been crucial in the information that Fnatic have been able to secure and kind of negate that bottom lane.
Well, Haro's going to clear out that ward right now. And just looking at Ray, again, the positioning, the decision-making, recall, looking towards bottom lane, the wave was pushing away. It was the right decision, and also just showing the priority of where EDG want to go. Scout has left the mid lane, he's coming to help out top. There's a flash available to Whippo, and he's got Demonic Ascension ticking. Now Ray, when he gets popped into zombie mode, if at all, will put a lot of damage down, and that was just really well played by EDG.
Yeah, starts as a 1v1, Scout walks in behind, and what he does here, he ultis first to guarantee that he will hit the stun when he fires the knockback with so many balls on the ground. Whippo not able to flash away. And right now, the mid lane matchup is where EDG is getting the big advantage.
And the reason that looks so easy, because it's against the tone of play. We already mentioned it. Double control wards, bottom side river. Clear out your own control wards. Make sure that you have access to the bottom lane. Mako flashback available. All Fnatic are thinking about is how do we survive the bottom lane gank that is coming. All of a sudden, Scout goes topside, looks to pick up some fruit, grabs himself a kill.
Well, Fnatic are able to pick up a dragon at least. It is a Cloud Drake at 8.5 minutes. It is a 600 gold deficit that they need to claw back, and for the time being, EDG starting off beautifully.
Yeah, but now we have to see what Broxah decides to do with the first ulti. Will he use it mid if Scout is pushing forward? Combination with the LeBlanc, they can secure a kill. Or will he go bot lane instead where they have the Thresh to set it up as well with the Nocturne? The first ulti is always so important as a jungler.
And everybody on the side of EDG has their flashes available. So we'll keep our eyes on where Broxah decides to go. He's even on CS with Haro. He's got himself that chilling smite as well. So the tools are there. It just depends on which lane he decides to focus on.
And now, much like when you play against Neverland, it's more important to have a ward near Grom, a ward near the Raptor camp. Try and spot where the Nocturne is trying to access the river from, or what position from behind turrets he's looking to attack. You would have to think that they could pull up Ray at this stage of the game. He's not all that tanky. Mixed damage is great against tanks at this stage, so still have options everywhere.
And I want to just praise the fact that Whippo and Reckless are out CSing their respective opponents, and Caps, despite giving up first blood, is also even on CS. So Fnatic are actually ahead of Gold, despite being down 3 kills. There's a very good sign for Fnatic to understand their power levels as we get closer to these skirmishes. Now, Brox is nowhere near mid. Haro is, but he's spotted by the ward, so good information by Fnatic.
Let's see if we can actually find him. It is pretty hard as a Lee Sin to gank a LeBlanc just due to her dash first, but if you can land a stun first, they can set it up. Nothing ends up happening here. No camps for Broxah. This is gank time. He's around mid for now.
All right, Scout of the Week was just used a few moments ago. That's a good distortion into the ethereal chain. So Scout loses 30% of his HP, and Broxah's waiting in the wing. So Paranoia could be used, especially if Hylissang can help find some CC, but the opportunity didn't present itself.
But you can see EDG are reading the situation. That's why they keep Haro in the mid lane, just to protect Scout. Broxah did not use his ulti. Now to get him!
All right, that's already a lot of trouble. Broxah's going to get taken out. Unleash power after the spell shield had been used. Instant engage from EDG.
And let me tell you, Haro really wanted to kill Broxah there because he hit every button on his keyboard simultaneously to try and take him down. Flash burnt as well as the ultimate, but he gets his man.
And that's just great jungling right here. Knowing that mid lane is gonna be the target, stay around to protect Scout, and then when Broxah ends up actually moving into the river, you just jump him instantly.
Oh, Whippo's doing so well in this lane. He's plus 20 CS. He's pushing Ray back again and again and again.
And this is very expected in the matchup. Fnatic knows if they just leave the 1v1 top, Whippo will keep just getting ahead. He has the Klepto as well on his side for even more gold. But look at the player. This is after protecting mid. Broxah, because he has the Lantern, thinks that he can walk into the jungle. But as we've seen so many times, the Lantern will not always save you. They're standing on it. They're trying to keep him CC'd, so he can't actually click it.
And he commits his flash after the fact as well. Just before we enter that replay, Caps was stunned up by Scout of the Week from Scout, but he doesn't have access to Unleash Power, so there was no kill threat. 2-0-1, Scout, Syndra. 0-1-0, Caps, LeBlanc.
And I think so much of what Fnatic has shown today is going to give fans a mixture of relief and hope, because it has been at times, you know, Caps falling behind in the mid lane, but then Reckless is showing that he still has carry potential. I think that this is now a team that can beat you in multiple areas. However, the problem looks like right now is that jungle mid isn't able to get rolling against Scout and Haro.
And I think that's actually a lot of praise to EDG, specifically for how close this series is right now. A lot of people looked at Fnatic as heavy favorites going into it, but EDG's first game was fantastic with the early game draft they had. They've managed to do a lot with Scout, specifically against Cap. Scout has been the better mid laner today, and Haro is now here around the Rift Herald.
All right, Caps is coming in towards the Rift Herald. The engage is actually going to be onto Haro. Wow, he flew across the map with that blast cone. Now the Rift Herald is about to reset. Watch that patience meter. It's dropping targets, and the Decimating Smash comes down. Rift Herald will get secured, but the engage from Maiko gets the stun, gets the knockup, and it gets Maiko out. Now Broxah and Caps trying to turn this one back around. Ray is already getting the autos down. He's in trouble. Will get propped. Scout of the Week was massive. iBoy comes in. He takes down Cap. Whippo will at least get one back onto Maiko. Now he flashes over the wall. Broxah is looking for Scout, but he can't chase into 3. This is the first 2 kills for Fnatic.
And it looked great for Fnatic as they had their support first to the play still going.
All right, Demonic Ascension was used. The passive on Swain will force a flash out of Scout, and I think iBoy should be able to pick this one up. That Sith Lightning's not going to be enough to take down Ray. And it is just a matter of time. The passive from Swain will buy
have to take this
a few extra seconds. It's actually Scout that cleans it up.
Yeah, and that's really nice from Haro. The patience to give it over to his mid laner. Didn't want to take another kill on Lee Sin, but that looked great. Fnatic rotated Hylissang to the play first. They got an ultimate out of Ray. They picked off Haro. However, they didn't commit and try and look to get out. That meant that iBoy actually, with a good read on the map, rotated to the play first.
Want to see the replay again here. When the fight breaks out, they use the Nocturne ulti to kill Haro here, get rid of the jungler, in the early game. He can't see anything. He doesn't know where he's going, so he's just going to go down very quickly. But Ray on this Sion, despite losing lane, he knows that will happen. He knows also now that he can just be a frontliner. He's buying time for iBoy, who's running from base. Get a quick kill here onto Hylissang, and now just kite back, wait for iBoy to shot, because Reckless was still in the bottom lane.
And it looks like Wippo thought the ultimate was going to come out of Scout because he used the Zhonya's so early. That meant that when it came out onto Caps, maybe didn't think it was available. iBoy flies in like Superman to save the day. And the coordination from EDG this time, much better at jockeying around the fight.
And very fun to see. EDG calling, our AD carry is coming, keep fighting. And Fnatic are not calling, hey, wait a minute, our AD carry is not coming, back away. They were like, no, we can still go and try and get a kill with the Swain here. Ends up hurting Fnatic a lot. EDG won another fight here, and Scout 3-0-3. Loot and Seko completed. He just want to fight someone.
Well, it's so important to look at this next engage. Reckless has already used the flash to escape. Hylissang goes down. He is just blown up by EDG, and the Rift Herald will not even get a charge onto the tower. I was going to touch on the fact that with a 6-kill advantage, it's only 400 gold in the lead because Wippo and Reckless are farming up a storm. The problem is they're getting outplayed in these skirmishes.
Yes, and the first pick Rakan has so much value for EDG, and the Hylissang Thresh response was about winning the early laning phase, create picks, but the level 1 did not go in his favor, and ever since, he's just been taken down.
But they still have double dragon. They still, even though they're losing out on these small fights, are able to get advantages around the map. They are staying true to the game plan.
Spawn, EDG have rung up the DJ and said, bust out the Silver Scrapes record because we want to push this to Game 5. They don't care about some silly dragons because they have found ways to kill Fnatic over and over and over.
I don't know what kind of clubs you go to, but I don't think you can just call the DJ and request the song.
Maybe I'm showing my age a little bit to Fishio. Fnatic right now will be trying to claw back some control because they are still even in terms of gold and power and items, and the paranoia alone will push EDG away from the tower. Fnatic are by no means out of this game, but it feels like EDG are in control.
But a wasted Nocturne ultimate just before level 11. Doesn't even have the shorter cooldown from this one. You can see right now that they have control over the map, but they're not able to search for plays. Now potentially going to look bottom lane, and EDG finally respecting, back away from turrets, looking to make plays elsewhere.
Yeah, we've seen EDG right now always kind of track Broxah where he would ulti and then stay near Scout whenever Broxah was in range. The ulti was popped before there, but then he realized, wait a minute, there's 2 players. We can't actually do this on the turret. So Scout continues to just push and be safe. Caps in a brush, but he's all alone topside. Fnatic are pushing bot and mid.
And game 1, the game that EDG were able to pick up the victory in, was on the back end of some amazing play from Scout on an assassin. This game set up in a very similar trajectory. Whilst they lose out on first turret, as well as a couple of dragons, their mid laner is 3-0-4 and a massive power.
And look at the power difference. Sorcerer's Shoes and Luden's Echo for Scout versus Merc Treads, a Lost Chapter, and now a Negatron. It has just been upgraded to Luden's a moment ago by Caps, but just showing how well the 304 Syndra has started and the support that he's got from the rest of EDG.
Yeah, now if you're a Scout, you can go top, push 1 wave, and then move to mid and join your team. You obviously want to continue to maximize your farm and experience gain, but the biggest value you're going to bring is when the 4-man group is together and you can actually look for picks with long-range stunts from this Syndra here, and then, of course, engages from Mako. If you land any of them, either Mako's engage, stun from it, or...
Oh, goodbye, iBoy! Blink and you'll miss it!
That was nice. You'll take that one if you're a Fnatic fan.
I actually think we need that in slow-mo because I didn't even see Caps coming in from the side.
He did.
This game is so incredibly close. Fnatic now have a gold lead, they have a farm advantage, and they have the ability. Caps is going to distort over the wall. The Lantern was there. Actually, that was cheeky.
Was just setting up the beautiful EDG siege with, you know, stuns from Syndra into engage from Rakan, and you can just one-shot whatever carry sitting there on the side of Fnatic to try and defend, and then iBoy gets destroyed. So Cap sits here, iBoy walks in behind his support, has heal, but I don't think he even sees it. Q or W.
Bring back old LeBlanc, they said. It'll be good for the game, they said.
It makes it very entertaining, nevertheless.
That is gross.
Caps gets his first kill of the game, blows up iBoy within 40 seconds of completing his Luden's Echo. And again, I know I sound a little bit like a broken record, but they've got a gold lead because of the CS advantages. Hylissang throws out the death sentence after baiting onto iBoy. Maker's easily able to sidestep it. And that Hilly needs to get his aim up if he's trying to set up kill.
Yeah, basically the goal lead right now is actually Whippo being about 1,200 gold ahead of Ray. Klepto plus winning lane, obviously in favor of the Swain. A lot of the other carries, as you can see here, is actually Scout being ahead of Caps and then Reckless slightly ahead of iBoy.
And this time they don't skip steps. They clear out the side lane. They're looking to try and find where Caps is. Hook misses one more time, and you can see the siege might finally be successful.
All right, Brock's a level 12, so he's got a tier 2 ultimate paranoia. Whippo's now making his way up from the river. And this will be a 5-on-5 brawl in the mid lane. Who pulls the trigger first?
There we go!
That's a cat! That's a dead Reckless! iBoy's able to escape with his life. The Killer Instinct shield brings it back up. But Scout is blown up! It's Whippo Swain on the front line! He goes golden thanks to the Hourglass is regenerating thanks to Demonic Ascension. And they're bloop! Not enough to kill Mako. Now a chain, that's going to lock down Ray. There's a follow-up from the Sith Lighting. The box is finally used, but nobody's caught by a death sentence. So far to 1-for-1. It's an ADC for a mid. The visions of the Empire come down and EDG are routed running for their lives.
And you can just see how disruptive Whippo is right now. The big gold lead able to push them back, and Fnatic continue to march forward.
Where is the engage? Where is the follow-up? Fnatic are fishing, looking for opportunities. Caps not going to be able to find it. They will get the tower. It's 2-1 in favor of Fnatic.
Fnatic gets the mid lane turret here. Whippo looks to be walking away together with the rest of the team. What a close fight. And we're going to get a lot of these in this game. EDG, they know. Group together, fish for stuns with your Fed Syndra, and then use Mako to engage. That's exactly the combo we wanted to see, and then get it onto Reckless.
Yeah, immediate stun into death. However, then Whippo in the backline is such a nuisance. It looked great for EDG. 4-man decimating smash, but the fact that Scout fell down moments before, with Flash still available, was the thing that turned this fight.
And now you get EDG really wanted to re-engage, but they just couldn't get on to Fnatic. They lose that mid lane turret. Fnatic's goal lead still about 1,500.
But I think it's so important to look at what it means. Whippo's got an Hourglass and a fully stacked Rod of Ages at 21.5 minutes. And he's already halfway to his next tier item as well. This Swain will be the make or break champion for Fnatic in the coming minutes. They've got a 2,000 gold lead. And also, Brox has just picked up that Duskblade of Drakthars. The dragon is being soloed, it looks like. No contest yet from EDG. That's 3 Drakes to 0 in favor of Fnatic.
However, this is putting a clock on the game. All of a sudden, you get towards Elder Drake territory. If you haven't got more firm control, you have to at least go fight the objective, because 3 dragons is going to start becoming a nuisance. They're once again looking for Hylissang, but not able to find him.
Visions come out. Ooh, Scout's able to escape there. A lot of damage coming out. I don't know if Caps could have done it. That's decent. Whippo jumps all the way in. Unable to find the kill, but the paranoia goes all the way forward. Broxter finds Scout. He uses the stopwatch to buy some time. Here comes Ray in the back end of the fight. He manages to take down Whippo. So far, 1-for-1. The box comes down. This will force any follow-up. Ray is killed. It's Hylissang that gets the credit. 6 kills in favor of Fnatic now.
And you can see time and time again, Fnatic are just looking for their opportunities again. Caps goes over the wall.
Not going to find the kill this time round, but Fnatic have arrested control of the game. With the numbers advantage, they're peeling back towards the pit.
And because EDG is grouping so much, they're going one more.
Oh, the chain's just going wide. Caps needs to find the target. That's a flash from iBoy. It didn't work this time, but it might work next time.
Fnatic are using their mobility so well here to be really annoying against EDG. Cap constantly over the wall. Broxter with his ulti as well to find the kill in the end. And currently getting a lot of damage on the top lane turret as well.
They're just losing farm because they keep grouping so much. Top lane, big wave dies to the turret. Bottom wave, all those blue creeps are killing the red creeps right now. What we missed was the initial damage onto Scout, and then Whippo looking for a kill.
Gets in with the early Hourglass as well on his side, so he stays alive. Broxter secures the kill. And now because Caps can still get over the wall to try and help him, Broxter can flash out. Meanwhile, Ray gets basically the perfect ulti and secures a kill. But now, sadly for him, he is stuck in the front line alone.
Yeah, 90% slow of the box coming through there. As a Scion, you're not really going to be able to move through that one.
But if you are EDG, it's hard to not just group mid because you're against LeBlanc Nocturne. If you send Scout to a sideline, he gets isolated and he just dies very, very quickly. So you have to try and group together. If they can land the stun and secure a pick, it's great. Down to him.
Oh, this is a lot of trouble as Caps is caught up. It is he caught up. Harrow stays alive for now. Caps running for his life.
Oh!
Wave! Finds it. Harrow gets the solo kill.
And finally some life out of the jungler of EDG. Looks for the solo kill, has to burn the stopwatch, but he gets the mid laner, and EDG can now look to continue the siege mid.
This game is fantastic. It's 1,500 gold advantage to Fnatic. They are down in kills, but his individual ability that is determining who wins these skirmishes and fights.
Exactly, and that's why this meta at Worlds is so fun to watch, because there are so many champions in the current meta that can make plays like this. They can try and duel each other 1v1, 2v2 everywhere on the map. And we have so many great players just trying to show who's actually the best.
And finally, we have a composition with no tank, so iBoy actually might be able to buy himself a Banshees and a Zhonya's. He actually might be an AP Kai'Sa that when he flies into the back line, looks more like a genius than a little bit of a madman, because it would be very valuable right now versus Caps. He is on fire.
All right, take a look at the trade this time round. Ray has got 2 items completed, able to withstand some more damage from Whippo. But Whippo's got teleport, so if a fight breaks out, he can join.
Once again, same setup here. Actually, it's Whippo getting jumped in the bottom lane.
All right, Demonic Ascension is used. Hourglass is available. He's going to need to use it. Doesn't even get a chance. iBoy easily picks up his 3rd kill of the game.
Yeah, this is something that the LCK and LPL teams love to do. Look for picks in the side lane with the mobility of Kai'Sa. She then actually moves through jungle very quickly to be able to rotate back to the play. Just the ultimates burnt there. It's only 25 minutes in. Baron's still a very tough objective without tanks.
I'm really struggling to understand who is in the lead and who has the advantage this game.
Who cares?
All of the regular rules don't seem to apply. EDG are ahead in kills, behind in gold, making more plays, behind in dragons. It's crazy to try and understand.
Well, they're not behind in the mid lane matchup. They're behind in the top lane matchup right now. AD carry-wise, it is almost dead even. So you can say when it's a 4v4, EDG are not behind. When it's a 1v1 bot lane, they are behind. And if Whippo joins, suddenly the gold lead goes in favor of Fnatic. So it all depends on who's there when the fight starts.
And all that gold does is gives you a high % chance of winning the fight. You still have to be able to execute upon it. And right now, 2,000 gold is not the be-all or end-all. So it is just about finding your windows, picking your mark, and then being able to execute on it. Both teams doing it well at certain points in this game.
All right, let's see what Caps can do this time around. 1, 3, and 4. He's going fishing for Scout. Harrow going to sit on the Sonic Wave. There is vision available, and he's already solo killed Caps once.
Yeah, Hourglass for Scout here, very important. Seeing as he's sitting in the side lane, he knows he needs backup. That's why Harrow is around him. It's smart play from EDG against the LeBlanc Nocturne combo. Son of Fnatic, bot lane pushing.
Every time they do this, however, they leave Whippo down in the bottom lane. He's continuing to amass, and he's going to be such an absorbed threat. He's just going to sit in the front line and be able to take so much damage.
And that's why I think the big opening for EDG is the flash engage from Mako, while Whippo is bot lane, so he can't TP in time. Get the quick kill with your Rakan, your first pick in this game. And even if Whippo then TPs in after, you have a 5 versus 4 situation, because he's the fed member. He's the really strong member in terms of gold. I know the 2-4 record doesn't show it, but gold-wise, he's the one really far ahead. Which
probably means that it's Broxah or Caps you're looking for right now. No flash on Caps. Broxah,
yeah.
If he gets hit, will just die. You know, with GA now, potentially a window to come back, but not many other members apart from Hilly, who you don't really want to burn everything on.
It's wide open right now.
Nearly 30 minutes on the clock, and of course Baron is going to start becoming more and more of a focus. Caps is challenging for vision. He takes out that control ward, and will need to distort over before riding the Lantern to safety. It is still only 1 tower to 2. 3 towers killed by 30 minutes in game is mind-boggling.
Well, only Whippo right now who's controlling the side lane. Everything else is getting evenly matched between the teams. 4 Drakes now, 3 Cloud Drakes for Fnatic.
Now I would have preferred them to delay that just a little, so that they could have got to an Elder Drake immediately after the 35-minute mark. Instead of that fact, it's going to be around a 34-minute Infernal and then around a 40-minute Elder. There's only one fewer tool. Regardless of that, Ray has decided to use the Unstoppable Onslaught already. Whippo catches him with the passive. This will be a straight 4-on-5 because Reckless is not there. Reckless was not with the team, so EDG backed away.
And different ideas from EDG. It looked like Haro wanted to go back to Baron. Ray wanted to look for a fight. Instead, they kind of do both of them, which doesn't really do anything. And now without a key ultimate in Ray, they see pressure around the objective.
Yeah, and Fnatic know they can actually face check because Whippo's here. He doesn't have to TP in from the bottom lane. So they have their strong Swain, level 16 in the game. Highest out of any player. But if he goes back to the bot lane, that's where EDG can try and pull the trigger at Baron and look for the quick engage. But as long as he's here, it's all about team fights.
However, it is so hard to generate a team fight when you can't start Baron, and Whippo must be the person that is tanking it, so the turn becomes so important.
One win away from semi-finals. iBoy is not with the team, and Fnatic, they've started off the Baron. It's already below half hit points. Blue Trinket is thrown inside the pit. Passive from Swain comes down. Paranoia's out, and it's secured. Fnatic get the buff. There goes the engage from Mako. He's in, he's out, he's dashed, he's dived. Nobody's dead yet. Ray gets pulled backwards. He uses a stopwatch. Death Sentence finds Haro, but now Whippo. He jumps all the way forward. Demonic Ascension is still there. Fantastic stun coming out from Scout. This turns it back around. GA is available for Broxter, but the first kill is onto Haro. There's the passive and the Death Sentence and Ray's down as well. Cap is chasing forward. Reckless lets the feathers fly, and the Lovers duo will find a kill. Xayah takes out Rakan. Scout is the only man standing as Fnatic crush EDG.
Fnatic take it all. They rinse EDG at the Baron. They're pushing 2 lanes, and they burst this game open.
Oh, this is 30-second death time. Is how much can Fnatic take? They're pushing onto the inhibitor tower.
They're looking for 2 inhibs at least right here. First turret will drop. Another wave coming topside. Ray's dead for 18 seconds.
Oh, you question if they had have grouped whether they would have been able to end. Still 18 seconds on the top laner, but instead they do the smart thing. They take their 10,000 gold lead and they back away.
And we kept saying, when Whippo's there with Fnatic, they have the goal lead. They have the raid boss in the front who's soaking up so much damage. The rest of EDG now are trying to see if they can reach Caps, but it just misses. He steps out of it, and at this point, iBoy has not dealt any damage yet. He gets to join the fight fairly late, and Whippo is still in the front line soaking up damage. He gets a last hourglass in. EDG cannot kill him. They can't just walk through him. And it buys so much time for Fnatic. Howard tries to make the big play, but he ends up dying.
And so many times this game, EDG members have seen their play, have seen how they are going to win the game for their team. They have gone for it and it has not paid off. Think back to iBoy's ultimate in game number 3. Now look at Harrow's pick this game. And it means they are now moments away from being eliminated from Worlds 2018.
Every single lane for Fnatic can carry, and look at the damage for Reckless on that Xayah. Game changing as he was kept alive, and Fnatic have broken open 2 lanes. Caps is ushering in Baron empowered minions in the top lane, and Fnatic are so tantalizingly close to the semi-finals. Fnatic have not been in the semi-finals since 2015.
And it's just such a huge performance from them in this game here, especially Whippo on the Swain. EDG knows they can't just kill the raid boss, they need the ads as well, otherwise they will just take them down.
While Ray's already used the Unstoppable Onslaught, the Nexus is being focused down. Fnatic are 1 step closer to semi-finals, they're 1 step closer to a World Championship final. The Nexus is being focused down, and Fnatic, the last standing world favorite, will advance to face Cloud9 in the semi-finals at Worlds. This was a quarterfinals that felt like any team could advance. And Fnatic is the only favorite, the only first seed to stand strong and advance to the semifinals.
But it was supposed to be the year of the LPL. RNG on the golden road, IG looking in form. However, it is two European LCS teams with the favorites in Fnatic at the helm that will now push towards semi-finals. This is a team that potentially looks like the favorite.
I don't believe in favorites anymore. I don't think that is a World Championship tone that we